With every press of a launch button, millions of dollars are really flying into the air. These aren't nuclear weapons, but the price is enough to topple the economy of a small country. From missiles that can intercept bullets in space to interceptors designed to stop the most dangerous threats in the world. Now, let's find out which missiles are the most expensive, extremely advanced, and really rarely used. But before we start, if you're new to our channel, please don't forget to subscribe so you'll always be updated with videos like this. Number 10, Evolved Sea Sparrow Missile. Nowadays, the biggest threat to a modern warship isn't just enemy ships, but missiles that you can barely see until it's almost too late. This is where the Evolved Sea Sparrow Missile, or Evolved Sea Sparrow Missile, comes in. A weapon designed for battles that last only a few seconds. This weapon is specially designed to intercept high-speed, low-altitude threats, particularly sea-skimming cruise missiles that intentionally fly very low to evade radar. In this kind of scenario, a single miscalculation could result in the loss of a ship, hundreds of lives, and billions of dollars worth of equipment. The Evolved Sea Sparrow Missile is used in the vertical launch systems of modern destroyers and frigates, and it is compatible with NATO standard naval platforms. This is the reason why many countries continue to order it. Not because it is the most powerful, but because it is the most reliable in the final moments. Based on public procurement data and open-source defense contracts, the Evolved Sea Sparrow Missile costs approximately $1 million to $2 million per missile. In fact, it's cheap compared to the others on the list, but in the field of naval defense, the Evolved Sea Sparrow Missile is truly an insurance policy. An insurance that you never want to use, but you need to have. A single Evolved Sea Sparrow missile launch can save an R-Labor-class destroyer, a ship worth over $2 billion, and a crew that depends on just a few seconds of the right decision. Number 9, Star 30. If the Evolved Sea Sparrow Missile is for sea defense, the Aster 30 is the last line of defense for cities and military bases on land. The Aster 30 is part of the SMPT air and missile defense system, developed by Europe as a response to the growing threat of ballistic and cruise missiles. This is not just an air-to-air missile. It's a strategic interceptor capable of hitting targets moving at supersonic speeds at high altitudes. One of the most feared characteristics of the Aster 30 is its extreme agility. With its advanced guidance system and thrust vectoring technology, it can chase its target even if it suddenly changes direction at the last second, a critical capability against modern missiles. According to European defense contracts and official procurement disclosures themselves, the Aster 30 is estimated to cost between $2 million to $3 million per missile. For a country, this amount is actually small compared to what could happen if even a single missile gets through. A successful intercept by the Aster 30 could prevent it. Destruction of an entire district, loss of thousands of lives, and severe destabilization. In other words, the Aster 30 is not just a weapon. It is an investment in peace. A peace paid for with millions of dollars so that it doesn't have to be paid for with blood. Number 8 is Standard Missile 2 SM-2 Block 4 Orion. Behind every aircraft carrier sailing the seas, there is a silent defense system ready to act even in the middle of the night or during bad weather. One of the most important parts of that defense is the Standard Missile 2, particularly the SM-2 Block 4. The SM-2 is a product of decades of real combat experience by the United States Navy. It wasn't designed for a particular war. It's a general-purpose shield capable of facing different kinds of threats, from fast-moving combat aircraft to supersonic cruise missiles, specifically designed to evade radar. The Block 4 variant has the capability to strike targets at higher altitudes compared to previous versions, and it is used as the outer layer of defense for the Aegis combat system. This means that before the enemy can even get close to the fleet, the SM-2 is the first to give a warning and the first to fire. In a real-world scenario, it's not just one SM-2 that's launched, it's often 2 or more. They fire them at a single target to make sure that not even one missile gets through. Based on the United States Navy budget document and the Foreign Military Sales Report, the SM-2 Block 4 costs around $2 million to $4 million per missile. This means that in an intense engagement, a single destroyer could spend $10 million to $20 million in just a few minutes. But for the navies that rely on this, it's really a clear calculation. It's better to spend millions than to lose a ship worth billions. The SM-2 may not be a headline grabber, but it's the reason why ships are able to return home safely. Number 7, meet your baby ram. If the SM-2 is the silent defender at sea, your ram is a death sentence in the air, often before the target even realizes it's in danger. The Meteor is designed for the reality of modern aerial combat. The fight is over before a dogfight even begins. Instead of relying on short-range missiles and visual contact, the Meteor is made to kill from a distance, far beyond what a pilot's eyes can see. Its most unique feature is the ramjet propulsion system. While most missiles are only fast at the start and slow down at the end, the Yor is the opposite. It can maintain high speed and energy until the very last second. And this is the reason why the target has almost no escape window. Even if the enemy maneuvers, speeds up, or lowers their altitude, Meteor still has enough power to continue the chase until impact. Based on the European Defense Procurement Disclosure itself, the Meteor RAM costs approximately $2 million to $3 million per missile. For a fighter, loading several your missiles is like loading several $1 million worth of bullets onto each plane. And once the trigger is pulled, there's no second chance. One missile, one decision, and one fate. In modern aerial warfare, the Meteor is not just a weapon. It's a psychological weapon, a reminder that the enemy can disappear before he even gets a chance to fight. Number 6, Arrow 3 Interceptor. When a ballistic missile reaches outer space, most conventional defense systems really can't do anything anymore. But the Arrow 3 is not just an ordinary missile. This is an exo-atmospheric interceptor designed to destroy a ballistic missile before it even returns to Earth. In other words, this is the first line of defense in space before it becomes a threat to cities and critical infrastructure on the ground. And unlike traditional missiles that use explosive warheads, the Arrow 3 is a hit-to-kill interceptor. Because of its incredible speed and high-precision trajectory, it literally collides with the target using kinetic energy. So the missile is immediately pulverized in the air. With just one launch, the threat is neutralized before it can cause any damage. Arrow 3 was jointly developed by Israel and the United States as part of a broader multi-layer missile defense system. Each layer has its own role. The Arrow 2 is for lower altitude threats, while the Arrow 3 serves as the first strike prevention in outer space. It also serves as a strategic deterrent, showing potential adversaries that no matter how far or high their missiles are, there is a ready response. In actual operations, more than one interceptor is launched. Often, 2 or more are deployed against a single target to make sure that nothing gets through. For defense planners, each Arrow 3 comes with a price paid for the safety of millions of lives and billions of dollars in assets. And based on Israeli and United States defense budget disclosures, the Arrow 3 costs approximately $3 million to $4 million per interceptor. This still depends on the contract and configuration. With every launch, the lives of people, the security of a nation, and the stability of the region are truly at stake. The Arrow 3 is not just a missile. It is a symbol of modern missile defense, a strong wall against the most advanced threats in the world. Number 3, Patriot Pack 3. If there's a missile system whose name is almost unheard of, it's this one, the Patriot Pack 3. This is a combat-proven missile defense system, known worldwide for its ability to shoot down ballistic missiles and hostile aircraft in the terminal phase, just seconds before they hit their target. In this phase, there's really no second chance. One mistake and the missile could hit critical infrastructure or a city. The PAC-3 uses hit-to-kill technology similar to Arrow 3, but it focuses on ground-level threats. On the modern battlefield, it's truly a lifesaver. This is a high-speed, high-precision missile designed to stop the most dangerous threats before they become disasters. At the same time, the PAC-3 is part of an integrated system, along with radar and a command center, that cooperate to maximize interception success. In real operations, usually 2 PAC-3 missiles are launched at a single target to ensure that nothing gets through. This means that in just a few seconds, $8 million to $12 million are spent to neutralize a single missile threat. Countries are willing to pay this high price. But from a security perspective, the calculation is clear. It's better to spend millions than to count lost lives and property. Based on United States Army procurement data and foreign military sales records, the Patriot PAC-3 costs around $4 million to $6 million per interceptor. Does it depend on the batch and contract specifics? With every launch, it's not just the missile that's on the line. This includes the lives of people, cities, and the overall security of the country. The PAC-3 is not just a defense weapon. It is a symbol of deterrence, a million-dollar answer to the most dangerous threats that a modern military can face. Number 4. Standard Missile 6 SM-6. If there is a missile that can do almost everything in modern warfare, it is the Standard Missile 6, or more commonly known as the SM-6. This is not just an air defense missile. It's a multi-role weapon that can perform different roles in a single launch. The SM-6 can take down aircraft, cruise missiles, and ballistic missiles. And with the latest configurations, it can also hit ships at sea and high-value targets at long distances. And there are really only a few missiles in the world with such a wide range of capabilities. The SM-6 is used as part of the Aegis combat system of the United States Navy, the same system that protects aircraft carrier strike groups. This means that when a ship has the SM-6 on board, it has the capability to fight in the air, at sea, and against shell threats all at the same time. One of the most dangerous features of the SM-6 is its ability to receive targeting data from other platforms, satellites, aircraft, and other ships. And even if the launcher doesn't directly see the target, it can still hit it using the network. In an actual war scenario, the SM-6 is often used against high-speed and unpredictable threats, targets that can get past simple defense missiles. Based on the United States Navy budget document and congressional report, the Standard Missile 6 costs around $4 million to $5 million per missile. With just one press of the launch button, it's equivalent to a mansion or several supercars disappearing in just a few seconds. However, in exchange for this is the safety of a fleet worth billions of dollars. The SM-6 is not just a missile. It's proof that modern warfare is no longer about one-purpose weapons, but rather about being flexible, connected, and extremely expensive. Number 3. Terminal High Altitude Area Defense Interceptor. When the threat is a ballistic missile coming from hundreds of kilometers away, ordinary air defense is not enough. And this is where Terminal High Altitude Area Defense, or Terminal High Altitude Area Defense, comes in. One of the most advanced missile defenses in the world. Terminal High Altitude Area Defense is designed to intercept ballistic missiles at high altitude, between the upper atmosphere and lower space. This means it's the middle wall between space-based interceptors and terminal defenses like the Patriot. Like Arrow 3 and Patriot Advanced Capability 3, the Terminal High Altitude Area Defense Interceptor also uses hit-to-kill technology. There's no explosive warhead. It uses pure precision and kinetic energy to destroy the target at extremely high speed. The Terminal High Altitude Area Defense System is supported by a powerful radar that can detect missile threats from very long distances. It gives the defense operator more time to make a decision. In modern missile warfare, time is the most important resource, and this is where the Terminal High Altitude Area Defense gains a huge advantage. In actual deployment, the Terminal High Altitude Area Defense is often placed to provide protection for an entire region, not just a single base or city, and just one battery of it can serve as a shield for a whole country. According to the United States Missile Defense Agency and Defense Procurement Disclosure, the Terminal High Altitude Area Defense Interceptor costs approximately $11 million to $15 million per missile. And that means for every successful intercept, millions of dollars are spent in just a few seconds. From a missile defense standpoint, the key issue isn't cost, but what would occur if it didn't exist? The shield is not just a weapon, it's a promise of protection, an expensive promise made for the most dangerous moments of modern warfare. Number 2. Standard Missile 3, SM-3 Black TOTOA. When the threat comes from an intercontinental ballistic missile, an ordinary air defense missile just won't do anything. And this is where the Standard 3 Missile Black 2A or SM-3-2A comes in. One of the most advanced missile defense weapons in the world. The SM-3-2A is an exo-atmospheric interceptor, but it was designed for long-range ballistic missiles. It can intercept a missile before it even re-enters the Earth at extremely high speeds along its trajectory, using hit-to-kill kinetic energy. No explosive warhead, just pure physics as its power. The SM-32A is used as part of the Aegis ballistic missile defense system. It's a global network of sensors, radar, and combat management systems that can coordinate intercepts from ships, land, or space-based input. This means that even if the missile comes from hundreds of kilometers away, the operator has enough time to track and intercept the target. In a real-world scenario, an SM-3 launch is not just a defensive action, it's a strategic statement. It proves to the enemy that however advanced or distant their missile, a response is ready. Based on United States Department of Defense procurement data and the congressional record, the SM-3 Block 2A costs around $9 million to $12 million per missile. Each launch puts millions of dollars at stake. But in modern missile defense, a successful intercept saves billions worth of assets and lives. The SM-32A is not just a missile. It is a symbol of global strategic security, an expensive answer to the world's most dangerous threats. Number 1. Ground-based interceptor. Ground-based interceptor. At number 1 on our list, nothing beats the ground-based interceptor or ground-based interceptor, the most expensive, most advanced, and highest technology missile in the world. The ground-based interceptor is designed to intercept intercontinental ballistic missiles in mid-course space while the target is still in space. Like the SM-3 and Terror-3, it uses hit-to-kill kinetic energy, but at a higher altitude and greater velocity. In other words, with just one launch, a missile worth millions of dollars is ready to intercept the most dangerous threat in the modern world. The ground-based interceptor is part of the United States Ground-Based Mid-Course Defense System, or Ground-Based Mid-Course Defense System, a network of interceptors, sensors, and radar in Alaska, California, and other strategic points. This is the largest shield of the United States against a potential intercontinental ballistic missile attack. It's not just a weapon, it's a country's life insurance. Literally, the entire population is at stake in its ability to hit the right target. According to the United States Missile Defense Agency report, the ground-based interceptor costs around $70 million to $80 million per interceptor, depending on the configuration and deployment. A single launch of a ground-based interceptor is no joke. Every second is important. Every trajectory is critical. And every intercept could save millions of lives and millions of dollars worth of property. This is the reason why the ground-based interceptor is number 1 on the list of the most expensive non-nuclear missiles in the world. This is not just a missile, it's the ultimate deterrent, an expensive wall between the world and a potential global catastrophe. In the world of missile defense, nothing surpasses this. This is the last line of protection for humanity.